All right, so we're going over a review for a quiz that we're probably going to have tomorrow to see how good you can add. Again, we just did this one. We added this one up. It came to 26. And then we said when we carried that 2, that 8 and 2 came to 10. Plus 4 is 14. And then carry this over. And then that's going to be 3. And another 3 is 6, 7, 8. And check at the bottom to see if your answer is there. Is that answer there? Yes, I see it. Okay, so it's 846. Now, align, where I'm not doing all of them, but we're going to do some. Align means line it up. And you line it up to the right, where all the numbers are lined up straight, like 1, 1, 7. And since these all have 3, it should be easy to line up. 3, 3, 2, and then 4, 9, 6. And then, yes, sir.
I don't have a pencil.
So hold on a second.
I have like very much.
Okay, but we've been sitting here a long time. We should have asked a long time ago. Okay, quiet down, please. All right, so we have to line these. Now, if I'm adding this one, Tenny, what were you going to say?
I haven't done the last yet.
What's that?
I haven't done the last yet.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'm skipping around. Okay, so I'm doing this one right now. So on this one, I would do doubles, like 6 plus 6, but is that really a 6? So I have to add one more. 6 plus 6 is 12, and one more is what? 13, 14, 15. And then put my 5 down, carry the 1, and already I see that 9 and 1 is 10, and then we have 3 and 1 is 4, so that is 10 and 4 is 14. And then 3 and 1 is 4, and another 4 and 4 is 8, plus one more is what? 945. And that is at the bottom, so make sure that you cross off the answer at the bottom. So let's go ahead and look at a couple of the word problems, and then we're going to do some word problems on the other side. And we'll probably finish your problem-solving packet from Friday, maybe tomorrow, because there's one last problem on there that is really long and really hard, but we will tackle it. So let's go ahead and see what this is. I always like to go to the question first, and the question here says, how many minutes does Kayla work in all? Well, if it says how many minutes does she work in all, does anybody have an idea what we're going to be doing? Do you think we're going to be subtracting all the minutes that she works, or do you think we're going to be adding all the minutes that she works? Adding, yes. We're going to see how much she works all together. So she's volunteering for a service. She works 194 minutes the first week. Then 218. In fact, they're looking for minutes, so here are minutes. She works this many the second week, and 488 the third week. And so how many minutes does she work all together? Who knows what we need to do with all those numbers? What do you think, Luke? Add them all up. So let's line them up neatly and straight. And I think on this one, I'm just going to do doubles. For example, right here, 8 plus 8. What's 8 plus 8?
16.
But I still have to add how many more? One more, because that was one more than 8. So 8 and 8 is 16. One more is 17. And then 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 21. So if it's a real small number, sometimes I just count it up. So 21, I've got to carry 2. And in fact, I'm going to do it very tiny. Normally, I put it way at the top, but the words are getting my... So I'm going to put it actually right here, really tiny. Because what's 2 and 8?
10.
Is 10. What's 9 and 1?
10.
So guess what? We have 10 plus 10 is what? 20. And then we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many minutes does she work in all? 901, and because it's a word problem, we'll go ahead and put words. 901 minutes. And cross out the 901 at the bottom, and we're done. Yeah, we're done with that one. So let's go ahead and look at the right side. How many miles does Mr. Francis drive in all? So we're looking for miles. He drives 379 miles on Sunday, 118 miles on Monday, 147 on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. 208 on Wednesday. That's a lot of driving. How do you think we're going to find his total minutes and all, his total miles and all? Everybody, what do you think? Very good. We're going to add those up. So let's write those down and align them very nice and neatly. Align them straight. Okay. This is a big one. All right, so here's what I do. I don't know if this will work for a third grader, but if I had to do this on my fingers, that's a lot of fingers, isn't it? Yeah, that's a lot of fingers. So let me ask you a question. How many do I need to make this one a 10? What? How many do I need to make this one a 10? So put the bottle down. 2. So far, 2 and 1 is 3. Okay. Then go down to this bottom one. How many do I need to make that a 10? So I needed 1 and 2 and 2. So 2 and 2 and 1 is how many? 5. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take 5 from this one. What would I have left? What would I have left? I'd have 2. So I'm going to put a little tiny 2. So there we go. I don't even have to change these because we're mentally making this a 10, 20, 30, and then a 2. So it's going to be 32. So sometimes you can make several of them 10s mentally by taking it from one of the other numbers. And I just put that there to show what I had left over after I took away 5. You guys did that good. All right, so it's 32, and I'm going to actually, well, I'll put a little tiny 3 because I know 7 and 3 is what? Is 10. So I'm going to leave that 10 alone, and I'm going to add the other numbers. 1 and 4 is 5, plus 10 is 15. Good job. And then I always start with the biggest number, 3, and this is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So how many miles does he drive? Good job. 852 miles. And is that answer there? Yes, and cross it off. And then let me see how we are on time. Because we get out of here at, I believe, 40 after. Okay, so we were supposed to do all of these. Let's do one more because then you won't have that many. So let's go ahead and do this number 14, although 14 is easy. So what do we have to do with those numbers first? Well, but what do I have to do? Do I add them across, or do we add them up and down? Up and down. So let's line them up and down. So okay, go ahead and get it down. And then who can tell me which two numbers make 10? Everybody can say it. What? Awesome. And so who knows the total to this column? Very good. Without your fingers. Yes, sir. Well, hold on a second, sweetie. So this is going to be, we said 18. We're going to put our 8. And I'm going to carry my 1. Again, you can always put it at top. Well, in fact, I'll put it at top. But I know that this 7 and that 1 make 8. And then wouldn't we have a double? Yeah. We'd have 8 plus 8 is what? 15. What? 8 plus 8?
Oh, 16.
16, because what I did was I took 7 and 1 is 8, and then this 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16, and then I'm just going to count on this one. We're at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And carry that. And that's going to be a 4. 2 and 2 is 4. Another 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. And is that answer on the bottom? Okay, oh, good, good, good. All right. So we're done with all of them, except you still have, again, some of you already did this one, and some of those. So let's flip it over to the other side. Okay, girls and boys. And this is one of the reasons, too, that we're not doing your Friday's problem solving. That one was so long, the last problem, but we're going to do a couple of these. So it says, draw a model to show the problem. How many pens and markers does a store sell during the sale? So I don't know if I don't think we're going to have room here. So that's why I gave you the line paper. So it says, so we're looking for pens and markers. Pens and markers. So it says, during a sale, an office supply store sells 289 pencils. Do I need that yet? No, because it says pens. We want to know pens and markers. And they sell 398 pens. Do we need that? Yes, I'm going to underline that. Okay. And they want to know, and they sell 543 sticky pads. Do I need to know that? Because I'm looking for markers. Then it says the number of markers, oh, here's the word marker, that the store sells is 120 more than the pencils. Oh, that's a good information. So maybe we can do it. Let's use your paper. Okay. So I'm going to show you what you need to do. Yes, sir. Okay, sit there just for a little bit and let's see if it gets better, and then if not, I'll send you down. All right, so on this one, so I want you to just do the best that you can, and we're going to draw a little rectangle, and we're going to split it up, and then on top, yes, ma'am?
You said pencil. It says pen.
Oh, I probably did, and if we went back on this recording, yes, and I'd probably owe you candy, but I'm waiting for a sale on the candy. So it's 120 more than the pens. So let's go ahead and see. So on this one, this is going to be our pens, and this is going to be our markers. Do we know how many pens? Yes, sir.
I don't have that line paper.
Come here, sweetie. Could you get this? All right, there you go. Thank you. All right. So, do we know how many pens the store sells?
Yeah.
How many pens? 398. It's right here. So, put a 398. Then, I'm going to do it a little bit different than the way that we were doing the other day. It says the number of markers. I'm going to put it to the side. Okay. The markers is equal to 120 more than the pens. Well, how many pens are we selling?
398.
So let's put 398 right over here. And then for the markers, it's how many more? So guess what? Don't we have to add that to this?
Yeah.
So we're going to add 120 more. So I'm doing it a little bit different than Friday. I'm putting it all together. So the markers was this, but I'm sorry, the pens was this. This is the pens. I'm so sorry. The pens was this, but the markers are 120 more than that. So we've got to add this together. So let's add this. 8 and 0 is 8. And then do this, it's 9, 10, 11. And what's this last column? It's going to be 5. Well, guess where I can put this amount then, in this little picture, where it says marker. So I'm going to put 518. Okay. And then, so let's go back to the question, see what they're asking. So, how many pens and markers does the store sell during the sale? Well, guess how I get the total of all the pens and the markers? Guess what I need to do with those? Add them. In fact, put another bar, because this is where our total answer is going to be. So we're going to, okay, thank you, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and add those two, and that's 398 plus the pens is this, and the markers is 518. And here is a double. 8 and 8 is what? 16. Joseph, get this down, please. Who knows what the answer to this middle column is? Yes, ma'am. 11, because that's a 10. And one more is 11. And then, careful, is it 6 only?
9.
It's going to be 9. 5 and 3 is 8, and one more is 9. So that when they're saying a model, these two numbers always make this total. So I'm going to put TTL, which stands for total. The total is 916. And we did everything they want. We did everything here. We used the model to write an equation. Did I write an equation? Sort of. My equation would have been, I'll put it right here for the number 2. The number 2 would be 398 plus 518 equals our total. So just write that down. That's our equation. Yes, sir. Excuse me. Quiet, please. I need to get something. It's Joseph, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. Today is 9/12, 2/10. I already know who's going to go. Okay. Stefan, could you come here, please? And you can go with him. No, you don't need to. Okay, and you come on right back up, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and go on, girls and boys. So we set up our equation. So we've done this. We showed our model. We made a bar to show and then we wrote our equation right here. And then solved the equation. Our answer was 916 total. Okay. Then it says, does the store sell more pencils and pens or sticky pads? Oh my goodness. So, does it sell more pencils and, so here's the little secret on this one. Does the store sell a combination of these two more than the sticky pads? Guess what I'm going to have to do with the number of pencils and the number of pens? Add them. So on number 4, we've got to find out how much on number 4, we'll put it down here somewhere, how much the pencils, and I'll put the pens cost. So how many pencils were there? 389. So stop playing with that, whatever it is. 389. And then, how many pens were there? 398. 398. Sir, Francisco, put that away, please. And then we're going to add that up. And I almost didn't have to do this. Okay, in fact, they're comparing it to the what? To the sticky pads. And the sticky pads are 543. Who knows if I have to solve this to tell? Okay, do they sell more pencils and pens, or do they sell more sticky pads? How many of you think they sell more pens and pencils? How many of you think they sell more sticky pads? Did I have to solve this?
No.
Who knows why not? Yes, ma'am.
Because we already know that 3 and 3 is 6 and...
Awesome. You are, and even if I rounded it like to 400 and 400, it's a lot more than that. So I'm just going to circle, I'm going to put a box and say this is more. I'm not even going to do it. So we can tell just by looking at it, by taking the front numbers, and you're right, 600 is more than 500, and we don't have time to explain. But did everybody understand that? Okay, good. So we're going to go on. Let me see the time. Okay. All righty, we don't have a lot of time. Okay, we can answer number 5. Girls and boys, on number 5. On which day, here's a driving, Amelia and her family are driving from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon, and this is how much they drive each day. On which day does Amelia's family drive the greatest? Can we tell which day they drive the greatest? How many of you think the greatest is on day 2? How many of you think, and raise your hand, if you think the greatest is on day 4? Raise your hand if you think the greatest is on day 5. It is day 5. That's the largest number. So that's all we need to put is day 5. Okay. And then this one, the next one, and we're going to kind of wrap it up with this. You won't have to do it. Let's see. We're not going to do these. I would like to do them tomorrow, but if we have time. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Alrighty. So it says here, Amelia says that the distance that they drove on the first 2 days is greater than the distance that they drive on the next 2 days. Oh. How could we find out if that is true or not? What do you think, Tenny?
We add both numbers and then compare.
Yeah, because this time I can't tell by just looking. So on this one, for the number 6, and then I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. For the number 6, let's add these 2 days. So this is day 1 and 2, which is 477 plus 519. And then we're going to add day 3 and 4. We're going to add 424 and 554. Did you see where I got those numbers? So let's see if we can add this. Who thinks they can do this mentally? 9 and 7? 16. Good job. Because I mentally took 1 to make that a 10, and that left us with 6. It is going to be 16. That is 9. That is 9. And then over here, I think this is going to be the winner. This is 8. 5 and 2 is 7. And this is 9. So it was true. Here are the 2 distances that we'll put down: 996 and 978. And which one is more? And we're just going to circle it. Okay. And we're done. In fact, I'll put that one was the greater distance right here. Does everybody have that? Get it down. So listen carefully. All you need to do, it's classwork. If you don't finish it, then it's going to be homework. You're going to finish up. Oh, by the way, 996, was it on the back? Oh, here it is, 996, 978, and 916. Is that there? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. So all you have to do is anything that you didn't finish here. Okay, girls and boys? And you can begin. You don't have to do any more word problems. We're done. Yes, sir. Awesome.